Hello, my name is Miriam Shiell and welcome to the 2020 edition of the Online Art Toronto. Around me are the Dean Drever love bears. About a year or 18 months ago, Dean wandered into my office and he put a small pair of bears, that size exactly actually, on my desk in bronze. They were the maquettes for a pair that he called love bears. And I, quite frankly, instantly fell in love with them. So Dean, why love bears?
Love bears came out of an exercise I was doing in self-portraiture and of course carving bears at the same time. And I had an idea to also use a portrait of my partner. And so we took both of our heads and had them photogrammetrically photographed, which is from all angles, and you get the result is a 3D head. And I then imported it into a program where I morphed it with the sculptures that I was working on. So what you end up with are our faces on these bears.
So the bear has a special meaning to you?
Well, yeah, bears in Haida culture. I mean, bear is one of my totem, and I think a bear in any indigenous culture has a pretty significant meaning. Ranging, but for me it's always just been, it's my chief totem as well as it's my spirit guide. I've always been drawn to the bear, and yeah, and so what else would I say?
Why the copper?
Well, copper is a metal that is of course important to the Haida. They have the house copper, which represents all the wealth in the house. These of course come out in the potlatches. So, as far as copper goes, it was much more valuable to them than silver or gold, so I felt it was important to cast them in copper.
Dean is a very interesting person. Of course, his Haida heritage has, of course, informed his work in a very real way. And it's important because he, like Brad Kalhammer, who had been in one of my earlier shows, is very much a product of his culture. And he understands that how it has affected him. He says, people often ask me how my Haida lineage informs my contemporary practice. The answer is that I'm a product of the colonial past. I have resisted it and fought every step of the way. All aspects of authority or superiority make my skin prickle. And I have lived with a feeling of anger most of my life. Sometimes. I haven't even known when I'm so angry, but then all I have to do is look at the way people of difference are treated, and it seems justified. It seems to be in the air right now, and this is already months and months ago. So this is something in every way, its time has come. By the time Dean had left that afternoon, we had made the decision to edition these bears in 3 different ways. So this is the original size, which we made in silver, and then we made them this size in copper. And then there is an edition to be made in the very large 7-foot outdoor pair. Essentially, the silver and the copper are the traditional medium of the Haida people, and he wanted to respect that. Effectively, he doesn't even like bronze, by the way. These will have to be made bronze, but he has had a new idea now. He's planning to make them white, which is really rather beautiful because I think it will be very evocative of the spirit bears that we know so well and are part of our culture as well, after all. So this is an artist who has a history, perhaps, of work that has addressed very difficult issues. Often there's guns in his work. He's done work for the Hells Angels. He's aggressive in very many ways, and as he admits himself, angry. And essentially that has always manifested itself in his work. He also loves the modern contemporary chicness of making things very smooth, like the contradictions of using almost manufactured paints and materials in a very high finish way. These do not reflect that aspect of his work, and they're far more real. He feels that the subject of these works are the gentler way. He's trying to find another path, a path that's perhaps not so violent. Maybe it's a lesson that we all need to learn. Thank you.